McCarthy's the handoff. Alec Menace is going to throw a pick. They give it to Corum. Up back. Corum. Touchdown, Wolverine. Ruben Wilson does it again. Hill finds some daylight. He's got some speed and some blocker. Outside, turns the corner. Blake Corum down the sideline. Looking over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Wolverine. McCarthy extends the play, now using legs. McCarthy a first down.
Woo! All right, everybody, we got a good show tonight. A special show tonight, a Christmas show, as you can tell by the background there. And obviously,
that's nice.
Mac is broadcasting from a special location tonight. The regular season is over. The championship season is over. We only have one story tonight. Our first ever 12-team playoff bracket, brought to you by the smartest ball knowers in all of college football. The Big Ten Brady Bunch is back. We will have to work together as a team to build a playoff bracket all the way through to the national championship right here on the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show. Expert trash talk, unrivaled analysis. I am your host, Cliff. With me, as always, is Mac. Mac, how you doing over there?
All right, I need to say something. Okay.
Say it.
So two things. One, I'm not allowed to be loud on tonight's show. So my regular personality of yelling and screaming incoherent nonsense that Justin will inevitably take issue with. Yeah, I'm loud enough. I get it, Justin. I can see you on the private chat. Shut up. I can't be, we're in a hotel room, right? And my wife is right over here doing something else and I can't annoy her. Okay, this is supposed to be our anniversary weekend celebration, and I completely forgot that it fell on the day that we were, leaving for this show and all that. So I can't be loud and say obnoxious things. So I'm going to say obnoxious things very seriously.
Sure.
And it's probably going to come off like I actually believe those things. And I need this very, very clear. I absolutely do. Also, Chicago traffic is stupid, and I hate you. All right, we're done.
Well,
Justin, your face is an L.
Big shout out and thanks to Rochelle for putting up with us tonight. Really appreciate it. And that's kind of cool. I can hear myself through your laptop. So if you can turn down the audio on your laptop, that would be awesome.
It's in my earphones. I don't know.
Hear something. Anyway, all right. We've got a big bracket to go through tonight, so we're going to get right to it. We're going to bring the guys on. We're going to start at the top with, and I didn't come up with any witty intros because it's been a week, and all of a sudden we have this. And anyway, here we go.
Who are you bringing on first?
Representing Buckeyes Battle Cry. Do you have a witty intro? Do you want to say something?
I've got something. Yeah.
Okay, go.
The soft-spoken professor of all things college football analytics and statistics. Please welcome Rob.
Rob Moores.
I love it. I love you guys. So, cool thing that happened when I was at the Big Ten championship game. So, not only was it a great game, a lot closer than I thought, my wife and I had a good time, but due to the fact that, I wanted to get some footage for some content for the channel, I had my phone out at the right time. It was the very first touchdown when the tight end hurdled the cornerback. So I was able to get that play, and it worked really well for YouTube and TikTok. So yeah, real excited.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that ended up being a really good game to go to. That was actually a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. So my wife and I, we were all the way up, and we were scouting out spots where people may not show. It didn't happen this time.
Yeah. So. Don't lie. You had your iPhone pointed at the opposing benches and you were getting signs for Ryan Day. You freaking liar. All right.
Oh next. Yeah, definitely, dude. Just hit the bank account too.
Excellent. Nice job. Get that money.
Mac, Tom Bouchard here in the chat is all over the place. First, he's saying go Hoosiers. He's saying fancy. Yep. I think he's referring to either the background of the show or the fact that you're in a hotel room. Also, he says, give her some booze.
I'll try.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Our next man up. He is the laid-back guy from out west, supporting the Quackers out west. We have Ben from Exploring with Ben, wearing the crown, sir.
Such a good day. Such a good
We are
day.
not worthy. We are not worthy.
It was weird. We were looking for Ohio State. Apparently they have a team on Saturday night, but instead we were introduced to some weird looking bald guy who coaches a Nittany Lion, whatever the hell that is.
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Who called the setup after the game a JV setup, by the way?
Wow.
Actually, you know what? A Nittany Lion is actually, they made it up to make themselves sound fearsome against a team they played, 100 years ago.
Not with that mascot.
Just stuck. Now they're stuck with it. Yeah.
So, backstory about the JV setup comment. He was given a press conference with his players, and all of a sudden you hear the Oregon band playing. He's like, "What is this? This is such a JV setup."
Yeah, they put him like right next to like where the Oregon band was playing the fight song and stuff.
James Franklin needs therapy.
Yeah. All right, going to our let's see. I gotta think of something fast. Actually, I like the one he what is it? Moves like a butterfly, stings like a bee, sings like a country rock star. Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing good. And just about the conversation about the JV setup, it kind of was a JV setup. And secondly, we have a Ducks fan talking about intimidating mascots. Like, you're a duck.
Duck. Before
and,
that,
and I don't have room to talk either because mine's a farmer. So, but we're the last people to talk
That's
about
true.
intimidating mascots.
He does
I
have
think
sweet
the only
fingers.
team
Overalls.
represented on this show tonight with like an intimidating mascot is Michigan. So boom, another victory for us. We're still the best ever. It's crazy.
Rare victory. Mascot.
Rare victory. Where have you been since 2021?
Where have you been this year?
I'm sorry. Actually, better question.
I never said
one-score
we
games
win a
have you
lot.
lost
Did I
in a
say
row
my
this
team is great? Oh, mental gymnastics are fun.
Mental gymnastics are fun. You have no. You can't come at a defending national champion who had a bad season and say like, "Oh, where are the wins coming from?" When your own team can't seem to figure out where the end zone is.
That's a logical fallacy because I never said my team was better.
Well, I was going to disagree. Do we need to bring up the Iowa game?
I never said my team was better. So y'all are flipping it on. That's deflecting, which is a logical fallacy.
I do have some trivia for you, though.
What aboutism is a logical fallacy that leads to a circular argument because you're like, well, what about your team? Exactly. Shut up.
That Nebraska-Iowa game was the most
football, right?
Was the most unfortunate series of events.
Is this football we're talking about?
We dominated them on every aspect, but could not get points, man.
I think I'm getting a phone call. I gotta go, guys.
Sorry.
Trivia. What was since we're talking about intimidating mascots, apparently, what was Rutgers' original mascot?
Oh,
or nickname?
Stumps me.
Was it not? They haven't been the Scarlet Knights the whole time?
Yeah.
No. For the first 20 years or so, they were the Queensmen.
Ooh.
Nebraska was the Bug Eaters.
The Bug Eaters.
They really were. That was our mascot name for the early inception.
All right, I'm going to bring in our next guest because he probably wants to get in on this conversation. Representing the Scarlet and Blue Show because Justin can't be with us, we have Bryce. Another Michigan.
You mean
Yes.
Garrison, not Justin.
Justin, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Garrison can't make it, so I'm the next best option from the show.
Garrison.
I'm sorry. Why can't Garrison make it? Is he still upset about what happened the other week?
Garrison's girlfriend is sick, so he's taking care of her.
My wife's sick too. Got her sick.
Jeez. All right.
Bryce, how are you?
I'm good, fellas. Good to be back on. I have nothing more to add on the mascot front other than Wolverine's way more ferocious than a nut, a bird, and a vegetable.
Farmer.
Farmer.
We husk the corn. We're not the corn.
And I've seen the corn on the head though. I never actually thought about that. You're right. You're not the corn. I just always thought you were the corn.
The corn. The farmer, not the corn.
It's the hats. The hats throw people
It's the big
off.
corn hats, yes.
Actually, you know what? And I forgot to ask you guys to give your socials. Let's go around. Rob, why don't you start? Where can everybody find you?
You can find my co-host Peter and I at Buckeyes Battle Cry on YouTube, and I'm still undecided if I'm gonna keep my TikTok username or not because I changed it. The algorithm
getting banned.
Yeah, it's gonna get banned anyways.
It's gonna get banned.
What?
Oh, TikTok itself. Yeah.
TikTok is going to get banned.
It
Yeah.
might get banned here because it's a Chinese spy app. So
Yeah. All right.
all
Well, there goes that. Let's forget about TikTok then. It's going to get banned.
All right, Ben, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Exploring Ben and Sam, or the Oregon channel for the Voice of College Football. And later tonight, in a couple hours, Spencer McLaughlin of Locked On Ducks will be on to talk about the season and just, living high right now,
Spencer's good people. I worked with him a few times. He's super cool.
Nice.
So for Oregon, I like how the ultimate troll job paid off when their big duck float showed up in Indianapolis for how they do the Big Ten press conferences before the season.
Yeah, media days.
Yeah.
The Big Ten media days, you just see Oregon's this giant float in the water. And
in all fairness, I was wondering what they were going to do with that thing. So they took it back to Eugene, blew it back up.
Oh
and
my
just
gosh!
Land staked it in outside the stadium. It's just there like on the grass outside the stadium.
Darth Ducky is here. He can hear us talking about the Quackers.
Ducky.
Justin,
Appreciate you joining us, Darth Ducky.
Where can everybody find you, Justin?
Yeah, you can find me on X at _H-Town Husker. I'm this close to monetization on there and making my 37 cents. So
Nice.
follow me over there to help me get to that goal. And Nebraska Football at the Voice of College Football had a video lately do pretty well, about 520 subscribers in one video. So I'm almost at 7K, or I'm approaching 7K, a few hundred away. So if y'all want to subscribe over there, help me get to 7K. I appreciate it.
All right.
Man, I got to figure
Nice.
that out. 520,
Bro, it was
21 subs on one video.
craziest thing I've ever had
Some videos
happen.
just hit. It works out nice.
Craziest thing I've ever had happen.
Bryce, you were here week 1. You're here in the final week. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Where can everybody find you out there?
Yeah, we're at Scarlet and Blue Show, so on YouTube, and then all the other platforms, Twitter, X as well. So you'll find Garrison and I there. Garrison's normally the star of the show. He's normally the one promoting this, but it's me tonight. So check us out. It's good times.
Yeah, another good channel there too. All right, guys.
Tell Rudy to shut up.
So what?
Rudy the boxer to shut up.
Rudy the boxer.
Why is Nebraska here?
Pipe down.
Oh, I see. I'm like, what are you talking
We
about?
just keep him around because
He's
sometimes
just right
he
there.
says
Yeah.
funny
All right.
things.
Rudy says, why is Nebraska? Nebraska is here because
Fair.
they're part of the Big Ten, and Justin is awesome. Now,
Yeah. So shut up.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was one of the
So-
few people to initially respond to our plea for help with, content. So
You're welcome.
Actually,
Thank
gonna
you.
move that
Appreciate
up
you.
here. I'm going to move me down here. So here is our current standings. Obviously, Bryce, you're not on here because you've only been on here 2 weeks, although I believe you are still at 100%, 6 for 6.
Oh,
Week
man.
1. So
Let's go.
Bryce is the outlier.
I can't even see that.
Next is Justin.
close to this.
Things changed up this past week. Justin moved up to the top spot, 81.13%. Rob, you're still there. You're at number 2. You're right on him. Peter is
Wait, Justin, did you pick Clemson over SMU?
I didn't pick that game actually.
Oh
You
yeah, I
didn't?
think he wasn't here.
I wasn't
Nope.
here last week. I was sick.
Right. And there's
Okay.
Peter out in the chat there. He's going to be talking with us. And then we have Garrison, who's not here. Also, he's at 78.85%, just a 0.1% under Peter. Ben, you're sitting at 77.78. Mac, you dropped a little bit, 71.21, but still hanging in there with the most games picked.
Did I drop? I called Clemson over SMU. I called. I guess that was it. Never
Because you're
mind, that's
down
all I
by
called.
6 percentage points.
No, yeah, no, you're right. That's my bad.
I'm trying to think. So
Let's talk field goal.
I got Texas, Georgia right. I got Oregon, Penn
I've
State
got the
right.
chart. I can bring up the all the individual scores later. I can send them to you if you want.
Gotcha. Okay.
But,
Okay, but I need this. I just need this out there. Like both
All right.
Penn State and Texas were well on their way to winning those games at
Oh
one
God.
point. And if they hadn't gotten their own way,
You're at 70%.
I would be shut up. I would be at 80% if they had gotten. No, I wouldn't. That's not how math works. But I would be a lot higher than I am now.
And if my grandma had she would be my uncle. I'm not going to complete that, so you don't get demonetized. My fault.
Go the Star Trek route. If my grandmother had
Fill in the
wheels, she'd
word.
be a wagon.
Yeah,
There we go.
I've never heard of either of these sayings. I'll look it up after the show.
because I left one word up.
Yeah.
Fill in
All
it,
right, guys,
fill in.
here we go. We've got, for the first time ever, we've got a 12-team playoff bracket for college football. Probably only going to be around for this year, maybe next year, because they're already talking about a 14-team playoff or a 16-team playoff. So we will enjoy this while we can. Here's what we're going to do. We've got the initial bracket positioning. We are going to call all of those open slots. We're going to pick winners and losers. We're going to build this bracket out all the way to the national championship. And yes, we're going to pick a national champion. And then I was hoping if you guys are available January 15th, I think we might come back for another wrap-up show to look at the bracket and see how we did just before the national championship, because that'll be that following Monday. But here we go. So as you know, we've got Clemson and Texas are in that top spot. Tennessee, Ohio State are going to be playing each other. SMU and Penn State, Indiana and Notre Dame. Let's start with, I believe we're going to start with Clemson and Texas. And here's what we're going to do. Like I said, there's no time limit, but we do have 11 games to go through. So let's tighten it up a little bit. And we're going to vote on who's going where. We are going to, a couple of these I'm going to have to block out because they're not here, but I'll do that while you guys are talking. Let's start with, I've got Ben in the first slot there. Ben, you want to go first? Who have you got, Clemson or Texas?
Well, it is in Austin, so nice home game for Texas. But I'm just curious, kind of like, what quarterback are you going to get? Because Clemson looked good in the title game at first. SMU came back. Texas just continues to keep shooting themselves in the foot with mediocre quarterback play. It's at Texas. I'm going to have to take the Longhorns in this one.
Ooh, we're going with Texas. All right.
Dabo sucks.
All right, we got one vote for Texas. Bryce, you actually get to be, because we're doing this alphabetically, so you get to be number 2. What do you got, Clemson or Texas, and why?
I like the last comment. Dabo sucks. I'm in line with that one, so I'll just lean Texas. But yeah, no, I honestly buy into Clemson as much. I don't know how good SMU is, and they got lucky with that win. I like Texas a lot. I know they don't have a really marquee win, but I like Texas a lot. That's kind of my sleeper national champ pick. Give me Texas.
Going with Texas. All right, Texas taking an early lead here. Justin, what are you thinking, man?
Yeah, so you talked about Texas's quarterback, but Cade Klubnik is nothing to. He's a very flawed quarterback at the same time. I just don't think it's a good matchup for Clemson. Clemson struggles to stop the run. Texas does really good at everything defensively. They're really good at not giving up third downs, rhythm throws on offense and defense, tackles for loss. Like, they're top 5 in that. And overall defensive efficiency, they're really good in pretty much every category defensively. So I don't think Clemson can get after Quinn Ewers enough to matter and really kind of make up for that gap. So, yeah, I got Texas winning this one.
All right. Texas is pulling away. Mac, who you got?
So I need to understand something. I need to understand how it is that Georgia.
Don't say that out loud when Justin's on.
That's a fair point. That's fair. I walk into things. I need to understand how it is that Texas can, Georgia can lose to Alabama at one point, getting blown out in that game, and then actually get blown out more or less by Ole Miss, and then the following week beat Tennessee by 2 scores, and then also beat Texas in the SEC championship game. So, like, what version of Georgia are you going to get from week to week? It doesn't make any sense. But then you can say the same thing about Texas. What version of Texas are you going to get from week to week? But also, Dabo sucks, so I'm taking Texas.
Yeah, I was like, they're playing Clemson, though.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, we say that about any team this season.
Not Michigan last year.
Yeah, because they were stealing.
You can say that
signs.
You can say that for Nebraska.
Y'all
every year.
cheated, bro. You cheated. It's time to accept it. I'm an Astros fan. I say we cheated in 2017, but I don't care.
hammer's not coming.
You actually,
there's no
Michigan
hammer.
didn't cheat.
There's
What
no
are you
cheat.
talking about? Didn't you see Sign Stealer?
The Astros cheated. I'll admit it, but I don't care because we won the World Series.
Well, the Astros
That's how you got to be.
too, so.
Well, we're not. We didn't. We won we had the ALCS 6 years in a row and the World Series 4 out of 7 years. So this is.
When was that?
With the last decade, basically.
All right.
Yeah, where have you been?
I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, it's obviously because the Astros have been dominating.
All right, Rob, who you got? Clemson or Texas?
I don't think Clemson's offense is going to be able to keep up with Texas. So give me Texas. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Cade Klubnik, he's a good quarterback, but he just doesn't have the weapons that Quinn Ewers has. So yeah, give me Texas.
Yeah. Tom Bouchard saying there's got to be a couple upsets, right? But apparently not in this game.
No, Clemson should not be here.
All right, so going back to our bracket, here's what we've got right now. I'll make this bigger so everybody can see it. Texas is going to go up against Arizona State, but our first game, we're going to go back to Tennessee, Ohio State. Let me push this over here, bring up this here. Now we've got Tennessee, Ohio State coming back around. Ben, what do you got, Tennessee or Ohio State? This should be a tighter game, right?
Yeah, this one's actually kind of an interesting matchup. I think it's more how well can Ohio State's line hold up, because obviously their O-line is all beat up, and then does Ryan Day just make a mental mistake, lapse of judgment, not knowing the rules? This one is a tough one. This is probably the hardest one to pick. I'm gonna give Ryan Day the benefit of the doubt here and give him the win at home.
All right. I heard Steve Dace was saying that the worst thing that could have happened to Ohio State was to have this game at home, because if the fans get out of the game, that it seems to upset Ohio State, which partially explains what happened against Michigan. But
yeah,
Bryce,
can't plant that flag no more.
Yeah, you go to jail now, pal.
It's
a couple things. First one is I absolutely love the content of the jersey announcements from Tennessee fans, where it just starts off with the Tennessee video promo and then it just switches to a Michigan one, and then they're announcing that those would be the jerseys because that's how they're going to pretty much guarantee a win against Ohio State. So some good content out of there. I also think Ohio State obviously has a huge fan base and Tennessee has a huge fan base. I don't know how many times those two have commingled. I don't know how many times they've crossed paths, so that's been overly entertaining over the last week here. And so fired up for this one. But here's the thing, and don't tell Garrison this, and just Buckeye fans, just cover your ears. But I'm concerned that the Buckeyes are going to get right here. They don't play Michigan, and I think they're a better team than what we've seen. And so I think they might. I think they might go all the way. I hate to say that. It makes me want to throw up saying that. But give me the Buckeyes here.
Give me the Buckeyes. All right. According to my stats, this is only the second time Tennessee and Ohio State have played each other, and Tennessee won last time.
Do you know what year that was?
That was in 1996.
Oh.
So
okay.
It's been a while. Justin, you are next. What do you got?
Yeah, I think Ohio State's pissed off. I'm going to just say, Ohio State's very efficient on both sides of the ball. They don't give up explosive plays. Iamaliva, he has a top 5 in average depth of target at 11.1 yards per pass. So he does like to push the ball downfield. And Ohio State really, outside of the Oregon game, doesn't give up a ton of explosive plays due to their D-line play. And so, but Nico does take a lot of sacks when he's under pressure. I think if Ohio State can get after him, they can make it a long day for him. And I think they can, kind of slow the game down a little bit. And I think their red zone defense and ability to stop the run will kind of win the day for them. But yeah, give me Ohio State in this one.
Ohio State, all right. Just looking this up right now, the matchup predictor gives Ohio State a 65.5% chance to win, and the spread on this one is 7.5 points for Ohio State.
Sounds about right.
So there you go. Mac, what do you got?
It's weird. Tennessee has the better strength of record than Ohio State. right now. Who cares? Who cares, he says. I understand Nebraska fans might not care about things like that because they still can't figure out how to win one-score games.
Yeah,
but,
we want an easy schedule so we can win more
You
games. Exactly.
want an easy schedule. So you want a
You
crappy
can't hurt
strength
me.
record.
I know these things. Like everything you're saying is something I already know.
I just every single take you have, Justin, I'm just like, that poor boy.
Scoreboard.
Man,
look at the rankings on the Knicks.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right.
Everyone here, I'm trying to talk. I have to be quiet in this hotel room. Here we go. ASMR pick. I think Ryan Day might be a little freaked out right now. I think he might be a little bit scared and a little bit upset about what happened with Michigan. And I think he might kind of crap his pants against Tennessee in the first round of the playoffs. And if Ohio State fans see even a sniff of a run up the middle, they're going to start booing. And that's not going to be good for them.
I hit the wrong button. Good job.
Give me Tennessee.
Tennessee.
All right, that means Ohio State's definitely winning.
Yeah, that's probably true.
All right, Rob, what do you got?
All right, so I have no idea what in the John Cooper that play calling was against the Michigan. Just no idea. Embarrassing. Ryan Day is literally coaching for his job this game. I made a video about that. There's no way he survives a loss, considering it's fresh off the loss, the nonsense, the garbage that happened during the game and after that game. So I think that this is going to be a really pissed off Ohio State team. I think that, we're going to see as time goes on that, Ryan Day has a really big Michigan problem and is going to do a lot better in the playoffs than people give him. So give me Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Just like Kirby Smart has an Alabama problem, doesn't matter that Nick Saban got fired. It doesn't matter that Nick Saban retired. He still can't beat Bama. So
nice. All right, so our bracket now sits at, we've got Ohio State going up against Oregon. First, we're going to look at Penn State. Southern Methodist and Penn State. So, coming back around, Ben, what do you got?
As much as I'd love this to be some sort of upset, after just seeing what Penn State did offensively and knowing that they do have a better defense, they've had a good defense all year. SMU tried to pull close to Clemson, but it's been a great story for SMU, but I just don't see them matching up very well here with Penn State. So, and I think Franklin he's the same like Ryan Day. He's got to make a point. He's got to win one of these damn games.
Yep.
So, give me Penn State at home.
Penn State. And looking at the matchup predictor, we've got 67% going to Penn State with a 9-point spread going to Penn State. So, Bryce, what do you got?
Yeah, I think Penn State too. That game's going to be a whiteout, correct? I believe that was announced that way.
No, I think.
It's the middle of December in Pennsylvania, probably.
It's noon.
True. So okay, well, a home game. I think Penn State surprised a lot of people last week, of course, but I also think they got the run game going. They got those two backs really running hard. I think that kept them in the game. And yeah, I like Rhett Lashley. I think SMU's been a cool story, but I think you're running into it's a bit of a power buzzsaw with this running attack. And I think when they played Ohio State that first week, they tried to get too fancy on offense, get back to what works, dominate the offensive line. I think they'll do that here.
that first week.
All right, Penn State. Darth Ducky is saying it is indeed a whiteout. For some reason, I was thinking they only did whiteouts at night games, but I guess you can do it during the day just as well as you can at night.
Tickets are going for $100 each.
That's it?
That's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm
Penn
serious.
State.
$90 to $100, dude. Yeah.
For a playoff game.
What
Yeah,
a
for a
fraud.
playoff game.
That's I'm kidding. I shouldn't say that.
It's going to be cold. No one wants to go.
It is going to be cold, yeah.
I go for a whiteout. That atmosphere is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't doubt that at all. But I mean, if it's 10 degrees and snowing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I might still
Have
go.
you seen Buffalo Bills fans? They don't care.
Well, that's Bills Mafia, though. We're talking Penn State. These are proper gentlemen.
Working class people.
Jack Carrier says Giants versus Saints tickets were $2.
Okay, that's wild.
Justin, what do you got?
Yeah,
SMU or Penn State?
So that video I did was on SMU's defensive coordinator. So I was watching this game, the game against Clemson, very closely, and I'm going to break it down a little bit on the SMU side because I think they're getting a bad rap for that game. You know, with talking about like, oh, they tried to make it a game and all this other stuff. Defensively, they played excellent. Outside, you know, that first, the scoreboard doesn't indicate that, but Clemson's starting field position in that first quarter, turnover on the 35, on Clemson's or on SMU's own 35. So short field there. Turnover on the 28. So short field there. That was the quick 14. Turnover on the 25. Turnover on the 47. Turnover on the opposite 36. And then a turnover at the 44. So, and they came out of that with 24 points given up. So I do think SMU's defense is not getting enough credit. That offense was terrible with turning the ball over in the first half. I just think that was an outlier in that first half because that offense was just abysmal. But Scott Simon's defense from there, if we look at the numbers of what they did to Clemson, so I figured this up after the game because people were talking about Scott Simons and you know all this other stuff because I said I wanted him as our DC. But in the first quarter, yards per play 7.52. Rest of the game 3.4. They had 27 yards in the second quarter. They had 46 in the fourth quarter. Clemson did. Third down defense, first quarter 3 for 3. Rest of the game 4 for 14. So I don't care. Nobody can sleep on that SMU defense. They are very, very good. Scott Simons is a very good defensive coordinator with that 4-2-5. He made excellent adjustments throughout that game, and he was the reason that they stayed in that game and let the offense come back. That offense can be good at times. However, that being said, it is inconsistent. And I think Penn State being a deeper team, I think they've rotated 39 players through their defense throughout the season, and a defense that's top 10 at that. I think their depth on defense is going to give them advantage over SMU's inconsistent offense. So I am taking Penn State in this, but I think people are really not paying attention to that Clemson game and what actually went down in that. And I think for that reason, people are really sleeping on SMU.
Nice. Mac, what do you got?
I guess I get that people might be sleeping on SMU, but I don't know. I don't tell anybody I said this, especially not an Alabama fan, especially not an SEC fan in general. But Alabama probably should have been in over them. Just if we're talking in terms of like, I mean, if there was a head-to-head matchup between Alabama and SMU, and frankly, this is why we need a 16-team. Nay, we need a 28-team playoff. We need a 28-team playoff.
It's not about
so
head-to-head.
That SMU and okay, what's it about then?
If it was head-to-head, who would win on a neutral field, then we can take the team that's 50th in the country and think if they could beat the 24th team, the best team in the country, they can get the playoff. No, it's about what you've done and handled your business in front of you, and SMU did that better than Alabama.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. So I guess I agree with that. I'm just thinking in terms of who would have the better chance against Penn State, Alabama would.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm still taking Penn State because I think it's hilarious how it took the Big Ten championship game for Andy Kotelnicki to remember that he's got two fantastic running backs. But I don't know. I think that the argument between Alabama and SMU is going to be the catalyst for what pushes us to a 14 and then a 16 and then a 24 and then a 32 team playoff. And eventually it's the entire regular season is going to be an extension of the CFP, and ESPN is going to be making billions of dollars. Fox is going to be making billions of dollars. The rest of us are going to be like, I don't know who we're playing next week, so I don't know if I should care or not. But either way, Penn State's going to win this game.
So what you're saying is 64-team March Madness.
You know, if Here's the thing. If every college football season were a 64-team March Madness bracket over the course of like 12 weeks, sign me up because that sounds awesome.
If it's a 64-team playoff, then Nebraska has a shot.
There you go. Okay,
They do?
explain this to me.
Only in the 64-team.
Not if it's a one-score game.
That's true. That's true. We're going to have to figure out how to win by more than that and a lot more. I was like, our only secret to winning one-score games is to get an offense good enough to where we're not in one-score games.
So Sam Kim here is saying that it's a 7.5 point spread, but on ESPN they've got it as a 9 point spread. Does that?
It's probably been bet. It's probably been bet down a bit.
If it's bet down a bit, does that lend to what you're saying that they're sleeping on SMU, or is that?
If the money's going on SMU, if it's -7.5, if it was -9.5, went to -7.5, that means the money has been on SMU to cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but in this case, so then if it's going to, okay, no, it depends if it's going up to 7.5, or would that be down to 7.5? If it's from 9 to 7.5.
Yeah. So it went down to 7.5. That means money's coming in on SMU to cover.
On SMU. Got it. Okay.
But I mean, that's a different sports book, right? So, I mean, different sports books are going to have different.
Yeah, I don't think they're off by 2. They're usually not different by that much. By 2 points.
By 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably.
I would imagine ESPN is probably lagging behind there.
So, Rob, what do you got? SMU or Penn State?
You know, I was at the Big Ten championship game, and I thought that this was one of the best games that, even though they lost, that Penn State has played this season, especially offensively. What was the stat? Like over 400 yards on offense, going against the number 1 team in the nation. They have Katron Allen, Nick Singleton leading that offense. Drew Aller looks a lot better, even though he threw that last-minute interception. He still looks a lot better than last season. And here's the other thing: SMU has never experienced Happy Valley, but they never experienced a whiteout in Happy Valley. I mean, I've been there. That crowd is really loud. They're going to be in it for the whole game, unless, unfortunate events happen where SMU just comes in and kills it, which I don't think is going to happen. So give me Penn State.
Rob's going to Penn State. All right. So across the board, we get 5 points for Penn State. All right. Taking us back to our bracket then. As you can see there, we've got 3 games filled in. So Penn State then will be going up against Boise State. You can almost see that. It's in black there. Now we're going to switch over to Indiana to Notre Dame. Indiana at Notre Dame.
Can I cut in real quick?
Sure.
I don't know if the rest of you saw this on Twitter, and I'm bringing this up real quick because, Dad, we need to cut this out so that this can be a video that we post sometime this week.
Sure.
And we're gonna put ad dollars behind this too, because the world needs to know how soft Ohio State is, and just people from Ohio in general. That a politician has actually introduced real legislation into the Ohio State Congress that would make flag planting just at Ohio State Stadium a freaking 5th-degree felony, which is punishable by a 6-month prison term. That is an actual thing, apparently. I can't even, like, there are Ohio State fans like Buckeye Fett even like confirming that it's a real thing. What does anybody want to comment on this? What is happening? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And you've got Ryan Day, like, I want to know where Lou Holtz is right now. We're not soft. And then he has to go cry to his state government saying, don't make them plant the flag. I don't want them to plant the flag.
I can tell you right now, it's a show bill. It's just for him to say that he did something. It's going to get shot down so fast if it's not pulled altogether.
From what I've seen, Ohio State fans aren't like even like a lot of them are like, this is stupid too. So
yeah, it is stupid.
Blaming them for it. Yep. They didn't put it into law. Just this guy did.
I didn't know. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming.
Well, you said they're all soft. State. You said everybody in the state of Ohio's soft for this.
You did.
Well, okay, yeah, no, that's true. You're right. I did say that. I get Ohio State people, and apparently their politicians. Apparently they're very soft. Well, that's all I got.
But yeah,
that guy is soft. But no, like, okay, so you. if you were saying it's a show legislation or something like that, like
Yeah.
why this isn't something that I would want to have happen if I were trying to prove that I'm tough to other people.
It's not to
This
prove
is
that they're tough. It's a politician trying to prove that they're doing something. Politicians constantly have to prove that they're doing their job because they don't ever look like they're doing their jobs.
okay. I thought you meant Ryan Day. I thought you meant that Ryan Day
Oh,
was
no.
like, look, fans, stop calling for my job. I went to the legislature and they're not going to plant flags on our field anymore. Okay, please don't hate me.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's just a politician trying to justify his job. And with all of this backlash, if he doesn't pull it, it's going to get shot down very quickly.
He's probably going to get voted out of office for this.
He might. That could happen.
That would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
backfire
Are we
on him
about to become a
crazy.
political show? Let's do this. All right, we're paying attention
No,
just to
please,
this
God,
one
no.
politician's career.
Please no.
Oh, McLovin here says it's Rep. Josh Williams who's doing this.
Sam Kim.
That's it. All right.
Sam Kim clarified the line, so it's moved from 7.5 to -9, so it's going the other direction. So yeah, Penn State money.
All right.
So Penn State to cover.
So we are officially on Rep. Josh Williams' watch then.
So then what you're saying is true, that they're sleeping on SMU then, if the money's going to Penn State.
No. They're actually
Why are we
putting
back on
money
that?
on Penn State to cover. So they're putting money on Penn State to win by more than 7.5.
Gotcha. All right.
So still
back
sleeping
on
on
that,
that.
Mac, because I don't understand betting at all. So
Well, I need to get at least 5 minutes out of this
to win.
segment to feel
Isn't it
good
they
about
have to win it by 9 or more points?
Yeah, if it's
yep.
-9, they have to win by 9 or more. 7.5, of course, they have to win by 8 or more.
So nobody.
Going back to your
What if-
discussion, what happens if Oregon leaves a rubber ducky on the own next year?
We don't have
Not a flag.
that
Not a
only
flag.
happened in 21, and we don't play Ohio State next year, so don't have to worry about that. Ohio
Oh
State,
man,
don't
all
worry.
right.
It's not a flag. They didn't write
It's not
anything
yeah,
else in the law.
It's adorable.
It's not a flag, so it's
Oh
yeah.
man,
Everybody
read
loves
the
ducks.
boxer's comment. Is Oregon done when Phil Knight dies?
Ouch.
Oh, man. Who's Phil Knight?
The
He's
owner of
their biggest
Nike
owner.
Nike
and
Oh really? Okay.
Oregon alum.
went to Oregon. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay,
All
but that
right.
being said, I want everyone in the state of Ohio, if it's actually beneficial for your political, circumstances down there, I have no idea what's going on. Vote this guy out of office because he's nuts. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay.
That's my political take for the show. Thank you very much for
Our
coming.
last game of round one is actually an in-state rivalry. Indiana at Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a 70.4% chance to win, and it is a 7.5 point spread in Notre Dame's favor. Ben, what do you think, Indiana or Notre Dame?
Well, both Indiana and Notre Dame have had impressive seasons. Obviously, Indiana did not have the result they wanted at Ohio State, and Notre Dame lost at home to Northern Illinois. So take that as you will, but not so fast. Signetti kills, give me Indiana, because Notre Dame just gave up what? How many passing yards to USC? What are the best teams Notre Dame has played? USC. I mean, damn, I have their schedule right here. What is it? Georgia Tech, maybe? Louisville?
Hey, don't sleep on Georgia Tech. They almost beat Georgia.
Well, exactly. I mean,
Navy.
A&M in the first week got it, but
Navy,
A&M's falling off the map too. So
Army.
Give me
they
Indiana.
beat
Give me Indiana. There's my upset.
You got Indiana. We got an upset finally. Bryce, you're sitting there patiently. What do you think?
I'm with Ben. Ben, we seem to agree on a lot, my man. But yeah, I'm all on Signetti. I think I can't get enough of that guy. He seems really just pompous and arrogant, but guy, I love him. I can't believe, and what he did with Indiana is spectacular. Yes, NIL. I saw those numbers come out. NIL is Indiana's like a top 15 spender apparently in NIL this year, but what they were projected to be this season, and now they're 11-1, and I'm here for it. So I think I'm actually really excited for this game. I mean, it's gonna be a good one. I think Notre Dame, they had obviously the one hiccup, right? They should always be continuously mocked for losing to NIU at home. That's hilarious. But they had some good wins along the way too. They can run the ball. I like Riley Leonard. But yeah, smoking on that Signetti pack. I'm here for it. Also, tickets for that game, $6.94. So real fans down in South Bend in Indiana. I understand it's in but still.
Oh, Sam Kim is saying it there. He's saying $1,400.
Good grief.
It takes a lot of money to keep touching up touchdown Jesus on that wall, you know.
I guess it does, yeah. I mean, we got to
Big
cut Notre
sector.
Dame a little bit of slack because I'm not sure if their coach has figured out how to count to 11 or not, but there is that.
I'll never forgive him for that.
I won't either.
That's unbelievable.
Justin, what do you think?
Yeah. Indiana's Cinderella story runs out here. I'm sorry. Notre Dame has a really good defensive line. And one of the things that makes Indiana's offense go when they're at their best is being able to run the ball, believe it or not. People talk about their passing game, but being able to run the ball opens that up a lot for them, puts defenses on their heels so Curtis Rourke can get the ball out of his hands quickly. And so, what we saw against Ohio State, what happens when a team shut down the run game. Riley Leonard has been pretty versatile with his legs. So that gives Notre Dame's offense a little bit more of an element of a kind of creativity from that sense, and it's that creativity is allowing him to not get them pressured as much. So yeah, I think Notre Dame has the depth, the more balanced, consistent kind of approach offensively. I think Indiana flashes occasionally, but I think Notre Dame gets it done.
Going for Notre Dame. All right, Mac.
Man, this is going to be one of those rare times where I agree with Justin. And
you were on Indiana all season, and now you want to pick against them.
They lost to Ohio State, so now Indiana's dead to me.
Yeah, that's right.
I posted on our YouTube channel. I take back every nice thing I've ever said about Indiana, and I need to tell you guys, since you're all my friends and I care about each and every single one of you, a lot.
Aww.
Smoking cigs is bad for you, and eventually you will die.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
What?
So eventually,
but if you keep smoking the Kurt cigarettis, whatever, you're gonna die faster, and you're gonna die unhappy because
Indiana's getting cancer this weekend.
Indiana's gonna get cancer. Yeah, I guess. Oh, that feels bad. Are we gonna get canceled for that one? Are we gonna get canceled for that one?
But I think you just came up with a new brand, Signetti Cigaretti. That's
Signetti Cigaretti. I like it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right size media. All right. Do that. No.
Signetti Cigaretti. You're all right.
You're
whatever.
done,
anyway, my actual call here though is Notre Dame, and the reason is because as soon as Indiana hit Ohio State, Curtis Rourke threw for 68 yards and Lawton ran for 79 yards. Now he did get 2 touchdowns, but he got Indiana's only 2 touchdowns. And Notre Dame has the 3rd best scoring defense in the country. So yeah, sorry, Indiana. I loved you guys at one point. You guys, I was there for you, but you guys just didn't have my back. And so for that, I'm saying screw you.
And for that reason, I'm out.
In a big way. Rob, our first tiebreaker. What do you got?
Let's see. I really liked how Notre Dame has been playing ever since that embarrassing home loss. Who's it? Northern Illinois University?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like how they played. Their run game, Riley Leonard, very versatile. Their defense, and very impressive what Kirk Signetti has done. But they are really ahead of schedule. Look at Indiana after that COVID season they had. They haven't really been in the picture at all. He brought them back to the playoffs after disappointing season after disappointing season past that COVID season. But I'm still on board with give them 2 to 3 years, and then you'll see them I think they'll be a real contender. So I have Notre Dame winning this one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Goes to Notre Dame. All right, going back to our bracket then, here's what we've got. We have now picked round 1 is complete. Well, round one is complete. We're on to the quarterfinals here. Our hypothetical games are Texas against Arizona State, Ohio State against Oregon, Penn State against Boise State, and Notre Dame against Georgia. As we know, Arizona State, Oregon, Boise State, and Georgia all have bye weeks the first week. So, looking at the quarterfinals, let us jump over to, what are we going to do first? Texas and Arizona State. This is the game we have come up with. Ben, you get to go first. What do you got?
Well, the good thing for this is that Arizona State gets that little extra time to kind of game plan for either one team that will come out of this. This one would be Texas. All you need is some sort of, not wishing harm on any player, all you need is some sort of little injury to happen to Texas potentially, and you just gave Kenny Dillingham a little bit of time to do some magic. This is another, I don't know if this would actually be an upset. I don't care. Give me Arizona State. Let's go.
Arizona State taking down the Longhorns. Bryce.
I love Kenny Dillingham, and then Scatterball is, I think he's going to become a favorite and a beloved treasure in this country after that game. But I got to stick with my Texas pick, so give me the Horns.
All right. Going for Texas. All right, Justin.
Yeah. ASU just looks like, an outlier in this whole college football playoff bracket. It just looks really weird seeing ASU there to begin with. ASU is confident. I will say that, young coach, riding a lot of momentum, but I just don't think they're kind of there with this level of team. Scatterboo is, going to become more of a household name than he already is by the end of this. And but Texas is just too good overall, especially defensively. So Texas is going to win this one.
Lost my spot. Texas. All right. Texas taking the lead on this one. Mac?
Sam Leavitt's not a bad quarterback. And I think it's probably pretty simple to call this, that Texas is just going to probably roll Arizona State. But I think it's funny how we all got on, Notre Dame for losing to NIU. But I didn't hear one single person. Okay, except for Justin. Congratulations, Justin. You're better than all of us.
No, it's dangerous to start using schedule as a way to pick a game that hasn't happened yet. We've talked about that before, how the football map doesn't always add up,
We did, yeah, and you're still wrong. But I didn't hear any. Sorry, buddy. I didn't hear anybody get on Arizona State for losing to Texas Tech and Cincinnati. And last I checked, Cincinnati doesn't have Luke Fickell anymore, so clearly they're in the trash. Texas is going to win this. They're just the stronger team.
What was that other game? There was another game that they should have lost against a nobody that they barely pulled out. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll look it up.
UCF, Texas State.
Was it Texas State? I think it was. Yeah, it was.
31-28. Yeah, they should have lost that.
They should have lost that game.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you think?
So for Darth Duck, you said, man, Texas isn't that good. They play in the SEC. Look at the beginning of the college football playoff. There's only 3 teams that have won it all that aren't SEC. So put that in perspective. If you want to go back more, look at how many times an SEC team has won the national championship since 2000. So I wouldn't say, man, it's the SEC. But yeah, if you look at that, Georgia game, you are looking at, they played a really elite defense. I think that talent-wise matched up against, Georgia. They were good. Those were the only 2 games they lost. And I just think they're far more superior in talent than Arizona State. Again, Arizona State is an outlier. It makes me think, like, are these the best teams we have to get a bye, and should conference winners automatically be awarded a bye week? I say no, so give me Texas.
Yeah, and for all intents and purposes, if one person would have laid a block instead of celebrating an interception, Texas wins that game against Georgia this last week. Like, honestly, that pick would have been a pick 6.
So Ben is the only one going for Arizona State on this one.
That's why he turned his camera off.
That's why he turned his camera
off. Yep.
All right,
bye, Ben. Hide your face in shame.
We need to pick who's going to be playing Texas. Is it going to be Ohio State or Oregon?
Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun.
That's the game we're going to next. This is the rematch.
He's probably putting something stupid on. Watch.
Probably. Yeah, this is the rematch that everybody was expecting in the Big Ten championship. But James Franklin backed his way into it. I wonder how long I can keep talking to see if he comes back or not.
I was waiting for him to come with that Burger King crown.
We were talking about it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season. I don't know why that would be, though. I mean, if you've got the film on him, if you've played him, why couldn't you beat a team twice?
Just statistically, it just doesn't happen a lot. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Washington did it last year.
Yeah, it's rare, but it does happen occasionally. But I think just statistics show it's difficult. I don't think there's any really rhyme or reason we can point to.
All right.
There's no rhyme or reason to anything Justin says.
It's just one of those football things. All right.
Let's go with that.
Ben, the rematch. Who do you got?
This year has been special.
Oh, God.
I'm crying, Ryan. Just he's about to go 0-3 against the Ducks. I'm not even going to talk statistics or why. Just give me the Ducks.
Going for the Ducks. All right. Bryce.
Let's go. That was enough for me. Right there.
All right.
You just said they might go all the way, and now you got them losing the second round.
I know. That's how easily my mind can be changed when it comes to Ryan Day.
I've heard Bryce say on his show that he is an emotional picker. So
I love that.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm a terrible gambler.
Yeah.
Yep.
But when I win big. And when I lose big.
I stopped betting about 2 years ago for that reason.
Yeah.
Justin, who you got?
So Ohio State, I know Oregon is very fast, very explosive. Defense didn't look really good at all. They looked pathetic in the Big Ten title game. I expect Ohio State to come out and not allow those explosive plays that they did in the first game. I mean, I think they rushed them out, those receivers out there, and I think they just kind of beat Ohio State to the spots, with their defenders. And I think Ohio State's going to be a little more prepared for that this time. Their line does have to play better. I will say that. They probably need to force a couple turnovers, get after the quarterback, run the ball, slow the game down, limit possessions for Oregon, and I think Ohio State wins.
Ooh, you went for Ohio State? All right. Max, should I just put Oregon in here?
Yep.
Who you got?
Oregon. Yeah, you're good.
Oregon? All right.
Yeah. I mean, you guys say, it's difficult to beat a team twice. It's, and Oregon looked bad. Their defense looked bad against Penn State. Derp to derp. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Ryan Day is Ryan Day. Chip Kelly's going to try and run up the middle at some point. I understand he's got a Michigan problem, though. It doesn't matter against anybody else. Yeah, but he's got a top 5 problem, too. So, sorry, guys. Oregon's going to win this one. If it even happens. I mean, I called Tennessee to beat Ohio State, so.
Yeah.
If it's Oregon versus Tennessee, watch out.
How much will Michigan pay Oregon if Ryan Day gets fired?
No, we want him. We don't want him
fired.
No, we want him to stay. We don't
want Ryan Day to get fired.
All right, Rob, I know you've done the research. You've looked at the stats. You're not an emotional game caller. What do you got?
All right. So I really liked how they played Oregon the first, even though they lost. They lost because they beat themselves. It wasn't so much Oregon won the game. It's just that Ohio State had way too many mishaps, penalties, then that last minute blunder. But I really like what I saw as the season went on. And Mac, to your point that, they have a top 5 problem. You were all up in Indiana like the whole season. They beat a top 5 Indiana, and Penn State's absolutely better team this season than they were previous. But it's just that Ohio State's just a way better team. You saw what Penn State did in the Big Ten title game. They put up over 400 yards and like 37 points. Ohio State held them to 13 points. And I don't know the total yards, but what I'm saying is that I think that I'm going to continue to say this. Ryan Day has a Michigan problem. Those soft comments, those tougher team comments. Where is Lou Holtz? Every time he plays Michigan, he thinks about that. And I just think that he's going to learn his lesson. They just have such a good offense, NFL ready receivers. They're not going to, I don't think they run down the middle. That would be idiotic. I just think that against Michigan, trying to prove to be the tougher team, but they are a tough team, but not a ground and pound. It's, complete. It's through the air. And they're the number one defense in the country. And going back to that first game where, just to Justin's point about the receivers, before they played Ohio State, you saw a lot of dink and dunk plays. You never saw them air the ball like they did. So I think Ohio State's going to be a lot more ready. And due to the fact it was 1-point game in a hostile environment, previously Oregon was 36-1 at Autzen Stadium, and now it's on a neutral field. Give me Ohio State.
Yeah, I expect a lot of outside zone and GT counters from Ohio State's offense. And to his point about beating themselves, you have an expert here in knowing how to beat yourself. And so I concur.
In all fairness, too, Ryan Day doesn't just have a Michigan problem. He's also 0-2 against Oregon, including a Mario Cristobal, Anthony Brown team. So just remember that.
They played twice.
Now,
but Ducky brings up a good point here, though, with Ohio State's O-line and dead. I don't know if
this game, whether it's Ohio State or not, Oregon definitely is in this game, and it's going to be on January 1st. Yeah, this is a January 1st game. Will Ohio State's line be healthy by then? If this game happens, because we're now into speculation territory, if this game happens, is Ohio State's O-line healthy enough to play this game?
Is Will Howard healthy enough?
What I want to say about that is, look at how Ohio State is when their linemen have to drop back in pass protection. They were doing good against Michigan. They just decided offensive coordinators decide to, run the ball. And they weren't that bad in pass protection pretty much all season. I'd say the Nebraska game was an outlier, but, if they pass the ball and they stick to what works for them, I'm just saying, like, Ohio State's offensive line, they're good in pass protection. That's all.
And I think even more so too, running the ball successfully, because then you're not going to be able to pin your ears back. If they're running the ball on you, your defensive line's not going to be able to pin their ears back and just come after the quarterback, because the running game is what's going to get the defense on their heels. That's what Nebraska shut down when we played Ohio State. And that's kind of what allowed our defensive line to pin their ears back. And so I think a successful run game is going to be key here. Like I said, I expect a lot of outside zone, a lot of GT counters, but I think they'll be able to make it work.
What's a GT counter?
It's just a college variation of a counter. It's a little different than it's run. The NFL runs it sometimes, but it's more so run in college. But I would have to sit here and break down a lot of details for you. But it's a counter run. A counter run is basically when you step one direction and you run it like you step left, you run it right, but there's a couple gaps they choose from, and the line blocks a certain way. But yeah,
gotcha.
So this is you guys are not held to this bracket, but this is the official team rivalry bracket. So we are going with Oregon over Ohio State in the quarterfinals.
Heck yeah, we are.
Yeah. Before we go to the next game, though, Rudy the Boxer says, I don't know if anybody has any info on this. Is it true that Bill Belichick went back to college?
He got hired.
Looking to settle down.
Yeah.
Just since Ohio State's out, for what it's worth, I have Ohio State winning the national championship.
Oh, all right.
I think he went back. I think actually Bill Belichick went back to college because he's actually trying to find a younger girlfriend.
That checks out.
24. She's getting too old.
Where's he going to go? I mean, I know he's going to North Carolina, but he's like, without Tom Brady, he's been nothing. So
I heard he's trying to pull his old Patriots staff to North Carolina. So that should be interesting to see what happens with that.
JJ says that he's got Georgia winning the Natty. We will see. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Rudy says if the game was in Columbus, Oregon would have lost.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I'm not sure. Will this game be at Oregon, or is this an actual bowl game? Will this be at
Rose Bowl?
Rose Bowl, yeah.
Okay. All right. We've got two of our quarterfinals picked, and we're going to end up having Texas going up against Oregon. Now we're going to look at Penn State and Boise State. That should be this one. Yeah. Penn State, Boise State. Have you guys noticed that these are automatically filling in? Pretty cool, right? That's all.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Now it's ruined though with that last one.
It's what?
It's all ruined with that last game pick now.
Yeah.
Brackets were made to be broken. That's what they're for.
Yeah.
Dad did a really good job paying that guy on Fiverr to build this for him.
That's right. What are you talking about?
Hey, people in five.
Now you're messing with my legacy. I am a professional programmer. I do this kind of thing for a living. All right. Darth Ducky says Brady still has a year of eligibility.
Brady still has a year.
Nice. All right. Penn State, Boise State with their fancy football field. Although this one won't be at Boise State. I don't know where this one will be. The Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Fiesta. That's right.
Nice. All right. So Penn State goes up against Boise State. Ben, what do you got?
Again, Boise State's had an amazing season. Obviously, their only loss is by 3 on the road to Oregon. They've had a great year. Ashton Genty's been amazing. Madsen, their quarterback, he's not bad. He's not like an amazing quarterback, but he's done everything they need him to do. Outside the Oregon game, and that was when Oregon was still trying to figure out their O-line issues, they have not seen a team like Penn State, though. So this is where the dreams come to die for Boise State, unfortunately, this season. I'll take Penn State.
How in the world did Penn State get such an easy path?
That's BS.
They lost.
Bogus.
Yeah, they lost. That's why.
They literally got the easiest. Oh, almost easiest.
Well, that's why I heard that
We'll get into that.
likely going to go to 14 or 16 because to try to avoid what just happened here with Penn State.
No more expansion, please.
Who did they say got shafted though? Was it Ohio State that got shafted or Bama? Well, not.
Oh, you're talking about the actual.
I mean, like actually in the playoffs got shafted for their seeding.
I mean, Oregon did because they have to play Ohio State now, and instead of Boise State in round 2, like that would be a much better game for them.
Yeah. All right, Bryce, what do you got?
Yeah, I like Penn State as well here. Again, run the ball, the big boys and those 2 backs. I don't know if Penn State has seen, or has Boise State seen that before this season. So give me the Nittany Lions.
You got it, Penn State.
At least there's one other smart person on this panel.
Justin, you gonna take that?
Yeah, me. I'm coming up next.
There you go, Justin. Take it away.
Yeah. So, Penn State again, just a overall more complete team, similar to the last pick as well. Again, the depth on defense for them, it will allow them to be able to rotate. I don't think Genty will be able to wear them down. He'll have his moments though. Genty is that good. He's just going to get his yards. He's not going to go crazy for no 200 or something like that, but he will have success. He will have moments. But Penn State's just too much to overcome defensively. And like he said, just Penn State's running the ball effectively. And I think it may be a little like maybe 10 points or so, maybe a touchdown to 10 points late, but I think Penn State's going to pull away a little bit and make it probably about a 14, 17 point win.
All right. We got another Penn State. Looks like Penn State's going to take this one, but Mac, what do you got?
I honestly think that Penn State's offense, or Boise State's defense, doesn't have enough to keep up with Penn State's offense if the Penn State offense that played against Oregon shows up in this game, which I feel like they will. I mean, I understand it's a big game, but it's Boise State. I feel like there's probably not going to be a ton of pressure on Penn State for some reason, even though it's a playoff game. I just feel like they're going to be able to do it. I think Drew Allard put that game on his shoulders, man. He put the Oregon game on his shoulders, and he was doing everything he possibly could to get them to a victory. Unfortunately, he was also the reason they lost it. So that's a bummer. But they're going to win this game. So Penn State.
Penn State. So Darth Ducky,
this game will be 2 hours long.
2 hours long. It's going to be every play will be on the ground. It's a game played on the ground. It's going to be like 10 passing yards in the whole game. Rob,
Drew Allard is going to put up 350.
Penn State or Boise State?
The ball is going to run that time of possession down. Sorry,
or
run that clock down.
Yeah, I just can't believe. I'm going to say this again. How easy of a path Penn State has to the semifinals. They don't deserve it. I honestly thought Ohio State was going to jump them for their loss against Oregon and for Penn State's loss against Oregon. And if we're not going to punish teams for losing in their conference championship games, then why even have them? It's pointless. In my honest opinion, we're heading towards the NFL format, especially if they expand the playoffs more. But getting back to my point, I really like what I've seen from Penn State. They played a really complete game, even though they lost one of their best games. Drew Aller's playing on a different level. He's really grown from last season. Yes, he did put that game on his shoulders. He played really well. I also like how they're actually, they're getting the running backs out in space. I mean, Katron Allen he's so quick and so versatile, like so electric. But yeah, give me Penn State.
Penn State sweeping this one. All right. Taking us back to our bracket then. Let's see here. Also a reminder, anybody in the chat, if you want to pipe in, jump in. Completely lost. What is that phrase? If you want to
pipe up,
chip in, whatever that is.
Chip into the conversation.
Your pick there for these games. We are into hypothetical territory here.
Peter Pepper, pepper.
There it is, right there.
Yep.
We've already eliminated Arizona State and Boise State.
Bye.
Who else? Oh, Indiana, we've eliminated. Tennessee, we've eliminated. Clemson, we've eliminated. We are now down to our hypothetical Notre Dame going up against number 2, Georgia.
Hang on. I do not condone the elimination of Tennessee. They're going to beat Ohio State, so I firmly disagree with all of you.
Fine. This is the official team rivalry.
You're not the only one who's lost teams in this, by the way.
I don't care. I'm the only one that matters because this is
Mac,
my show.
Mac, you need to take off your Desmond Howard sunglasses.
Yeah, can you just talk about the game?
We'll put up
That's
a slow
weird.
release here while we
Desmond Howard's the worst, bro. Oh, I can't stand that guy. Sorry.
He called Michigan over Ohio State. He knows.
Oh, he's an idiot, bro. No, he's
He
so
knows
dumb,
Did
bro.
you see
No,
his-
he doesn't. He's wrong so much.
Did you see his
will
playoff
have
picks?
no-
I think it was
I will have
2022
Bro,
versus
it's
the
so,
23.
that guy's
I will have no
bro.
Desmond Howard slander on this
Bro,
channel.
everybody hates Desmond Howard outside of Michigan fans for a reason. He's dumb.
And we're okay with that. We don't mind.
That's fine.
Hey,
It's okay.
my favorite moment of seeing Desmond Howard on television was Harbaugh's first year as Michigan's head coach. It was the Michigan State game, and they showed him like all happy, like, yeah, we're finally gonna beat little brother, and then the trouble with the snap play happens, and it just
Trouble
went
with the
downhill.
snap.
That was awful. Awful. A day that will live in infamy.
I honestly forgot that happened. I kind of laugh about that now. That actually used to be
I've been
quite
trying to
painful
forget that
for
happened.
people.
I've worked on erasing that from my memory, which is not hard to do, to be honest.
That play popped up. So a compilation video showed up on my YouTube feed at one point of like the most shocking plays of college football over like the last 10, 15 years or something like that. And that play was on it. And literally my reaction was, oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that usually happens over time. You kind of it doesn't hurt as bad, but you remember it. Don't lie to us.
Man,
I mean, yeah, I remember it. I remember where I was. I remember the reaction I had to it because our internet went out right before the ball was snapped. So we didn't know what happened. And I had logged onto Twitter, and everybody on Twitter was like, what the hell did I just see?
Yeah.
Love it.
I thought
That's
you were
great.
I thought you were punking us because, yeah, we're watching the game. It looks like Michigan's got this one in the bag, and then the internet goes out. I'm all smiling and happy and then Mac is sitting there looking on his phone. They just fumbled the ball.
Yeah, because it's not one of those things you're like. It's not one of those things you're rushing back to like see what happened because it was over.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Probably don't remember it exactly. It wasn't like win percentage at that point like 96%, and then it like just went to 0.
It had to have been 90.
Oh, yeah.
It had to have been 99.
I think it was.
No way
I
that
think it was
96.
99.
Michigan was dominant.
That
They
game
had
was
that game in the
over.
bag.
Over.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just screwed
You
up.
just
the
had
snap.
that. All they had to do was get the punt off.
Yep. One bad play. That's all it takes. One bad
Oh,
play.
we remember. And all you Huskers had to do was score one more touchdown or one more
And
field
a lot
goal,
of
or
and a
one
lot
more
of games.
this, or
Like,
one more that.
again, you're not. I know this, and
Dude,
I remember
I'm just trying
all
to
of
kick
them.
you while you're down. All right.
But I'm already. You
just
can't.
trying to kick
I've
you while
kicked.
You can't. He's used
You
to
can't listen. You can't run my name through the dirt when I was made from it. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that you can take it. I know you're already down. I know you're already kicking yourself. And I just want to join in with you, man. I just want to hang out with you and kick you. You know what I'm saying? I
I've
just want to hang
learned
with you, kick you, drag you through the mud together. It'll be great. We'll have fun.
when you lose as many one-score games as we lost over the last few seasons, you learn to just kind of deal with it after a while and be like, because you at a certain point, you're just like, I know what's going to happen. And it doesn't disappoint you anymore because you're like, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, remember, greatest 3-9 team ever.
Bro.
Yeah.
That was a good team.
Hey, and Scott Frost is going to
UCF.
UCF.
Good for him.
Right? Yeah.
I hope he does
Back
well.
to you.
I actually do.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of coaches going back to hold on. Speaking of coaches going back to schools that they've been to, Dad, did you hear the news about Rich Rod?
Is he going back to West Virginia?
He's going back to West Virginia.
Oh man!
Thank God that Brian Hartline's not going there.
I thought they hated him now, though.
I thought they did too. I didn't see that coming at all. But yeah, he's going back to West Virginia.
Wow, that's crazy. All right,
Yep.
Ben, in our hypothetical Notre Dame going up against Georgia, what do you got?
This is another one of those quarterback things. Is Carson Beck going to be all right to play in this game? What Carson Beck will you get if he plays? Do you trust the Georgia backup enough? But unfortunately for Notre Dame, they haven't seen a team like Georgia this year. And Kirby Smart is going to
he's out.
Have that extra time to game plan. I'm going to trust Kirby Smart way more than Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman's up and coming. He'll get him there, but I'm going to take Georgia in this one.
All right. Georgia, you got. Bryce.
Yeah, I never want to get behind Kirby Smart or Georgia or the SEC, as a matter of fact. But I do think they got screwed with their scheduling this year. And I mean, it was a ruthless schedule of road games. And I think when Kirby gets some time to operate and gets that defense tuned up, I think they're the real deal. So yeah, give me the Dogs.
You got the Dogs.
And fellas, I gotta jump here. But thanks so much for having me on.
Thanks for being on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, go Blue, and I hope Ohio State loses by 100.
Go Blue.
Later. Go Blue.
Right.
See you, dude.
See you, fellas. Scarlet and Blue Show, at Scarlet and Blue Show. Check us out. Me and Garrison have a good time.
Cool, man. Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Cool. Merry Christmas, fellas.
See you, Bryce.
Later.
Whoop. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, bye, Justin.
Bye.
All right, Justin, you are next. What do you got? Notre Dame over in Georgia?
Yeah, so Georgia, in this game, of course, they're going to have the upper hand in the talent department. But I do think Notre Dame is kind of that team that has a little chip on their shoulder, being the team that always kind of loses the big game. And, honestly, I know that Notre Dame's schedule's been terrible, but no Carson Beck for Georgia. I'm picking Notre Dame to pull what probably will be an upset in this one.
Wait, is it confirmed that he's not going to be playing in the playoffs?
He messes UCL up pretty bad. I don't think he's going to be playing because he will be more of a liability out there if he's trying to play through that. That's a tough injury, man.
Mac,
I can double check if it's confirmed, but
all right. Darth Ducky says, he says confirmed from what he heard.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no timeline set, so he's probably going to be out. He's exploring treatment options. But that's a tough injury, man. Like,
is it an ACL?
UCL.
UCL. What's a UCL?
Yeah, it's if like a lot of times, like if like some players have gotten that in like a baseball and stuff like that, and had to switch positions, and so it's an elbow. It's a pretty bad elbow injury. So,
all right. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, Darth Ducky says there is no timetable for Beck's return. Yep. Yeah. All right, Mac, what do you got?
Well, I'm honestly really proud of myself because, Justin, I consider you very intelligent. I know that's shocking to hear, but sometimes you know what you're talking about. And I completely agree with you. And simply because of Carson Beck's injury, I know this is wild. This is a new one for me. So there you go. Yeah, Carson Beck is injured. I saw that there was no timetable, and Notre Dame's defense is really good. So I feel like I think Notre Dame actually has a really solid shot here at frustrating Georgia fans. So I'm taking Notre Dame, provided they can count to 11.
Notre Dame, you got. Rob, you get to be the tiebreaker again.
All right. So After watching the Georgia Bulldogs, I called my shot twice against Texas. I was right. You can't count out this defense. It's been the backbone of this team. I think they have 4 to 6 first-round picks in it. It's literally been carrying this team. Their offense, just Carson Beck has been terrible this season. I think 12 plus interceptions. Just not your high-powered offense. Notre Dame has not seen they have not seen a defense like Georgia at all this season. I'm calling my shot again. Give me Georgia. You can't. Kirby Smart is the best coach in college football for a reason. Out there playing chess, not checkers. He's gonna figure out how to win he figures out how to win the big games. He figures out how to get the team ready and be able to win these games. That's what we saw against Texas twice. If they don't beat Texas at least once, we're not talking about Georgia in the postseason at all. We're not.
Just to add a little bit, you've heard of Tommy John surgery, right?
No.
Yeah. Any of y'all heard of Tommy John? That is the surgery to repair the UCL. So that's a serious surgery. For people that know what Tommy John is, the Tommy John surgery, it'll probably ring in their heads kind of what that injury is. Yeah, a lot of people don't recover fully from that, like in baseball and stuff like that, for sure. Yeah, so it's tough.
Yeah, any joint surgeries are 50.
It's like a 9-month timetable for return.
I also like how Gunnar Stockton came in and toughed it out. I know he made that mistake, but that willing himself to get that run, then getting up after, like tough as nails. I'm giving this one to Georgia.
But yeah, I don't know, man. He's I don't know if he's that good, but he'll fight. That's for dang sure.
Yeah. All right, in our official team rivalry bracket, we are now down to the semifinals. We have Texas and Georgia. We have Texas and Oregon, Penn State and Georgia. Since we are down to 4 score pickers here, 4 game pickers here, for everybody out there in the chat, you will, if we get to it, you could potentially be our tie-breaking vote. So heads up out there in the chat, watch what we're doing, and we will see if we get another tie going here, or if everybody just picks the same team, because that could happen.
I could ask Rochelle if she wants to be the tiebreaker.
Well, if nobody in the chat does it, then we can ask Rochelle.
All right. Yep. That sounds great.
Rochelle doesn't actually like football. I feel like somebody in the chat should do it.
But no, here's the thing though, is that like a couple March Madnesses ago, I got her to make a March Madness bracket with me. And I only did that by like basically complaining over and over and over and over again. Like, will you please do this with me? Why won't you do this with me? Don't you love sports? Why don't you love sports as much as that? Why don't you love me? That kind of thing over and over and over again. And she finally did it. And she just picked teams based on their colors. If she liked their colors more, she picked those teams.
She's not going to pick burnt orange.
Guys, she did better than me.
But she's not going to pick burnt orange over green.
So
don't use colors.
It's not my system, dude. She's the genius here.
You're the one who asked colors.
I didn't ask colors. She picked them from colors.
Well, then change it because
I can't change it. It's her system. I have no say in this relationship.
Oh, I see. That'll make sense now,
doesn't it?
So the semifinal games. This game would be January 9th at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN for some reason, rather than a broadcast. Anyway. Our hypothetical setup here is we have Texas playing Oregon in the semifinals. Ben, I know who you're going to pick, but who are you going to pick?
Well, yeah, obviously we know who we're going to. Just go ahead and do the little check mark there, little X and stuff. This is going to be an interesting matchup. This is a one I think a lot of people do want to see is Oregon versus Texas. I really do think so. The thing with Texas is that what happens whenever they go against even a decent defense? They don't score that much. They don't do that well. They do some more turnovers, and I'm sorry, we got Dan the man, and he's not going to be denied. So I'm going to take the Ducks.
You got the Ducks. Okay, so in our chat, we've already got Darth Ducky picking the Ducks, and we've got JJ picking Texas. So not a lot of help there as far as doing a tiebreaker. Justin,
Yeah, nice job.
what do you got?
I'm picking Ohio State. No, I'm just fine.
I was about to give it to you. I'm like, wait a minute.
This is tough because like Oregon fans have really been getting on my nerves lately. Sorry. Like they've just really obnoxious. I did not expect to take a liking to USC fans more than Oregon, but that's how it's been with our fan base. Now Oregon fans have been fine though, but at the same time, half of my family is Texas Longhorn fans, and I don't want to deal with them. And Texas is one of my most hated teams growing up. Man, this is so tough, bro. Because because if I'm picking football, Oregon's gonna win. But if I'm picking heart, I want to side with my home state, but I gotta go.
Mac, do the emotional pick.
Yeah.
Rob, pick yours, and then because I want to see if we're gonna do a tiebreaker or something like that. Nah, whatever, dude. Let me just do this for fun. I'll go with Texas, even though I think Oregon's probably gonna win.
All right. You can change it up until we leave the screen.
Okay.
All right.
What?
Matt,
that's never been the rule.
I just want to make it interesting.
Always been the rule.
Yeah, it always has.
Pick something.
It's never been the. Okay, shut up.
Whatever.
No, okay, I don't want to go. Rob, you go next.
All right, Rob, go.
All right, you guys just had to do that. All right.
at least I picked. He didn't.
That's true. That's true.
Again, I don't understand what you guys don't get. This is my show.
No, it's your dad's show.
That's true. Yeah, it's Dad's show.
He makes it all go.
He does. Yeah. I'm just the pretty face.
You know, this is a really tough one. You know, I see two, high-powered offenses. I don't know what Quinn Ewers is going to show up. You know, he's been inconsistent, but I do like Steve Sarkisian as a coach. I think he's a really good coach. The last season they're at the semifinals. They lost to Washington. Could have won. But wasn't it Quinn Ewers who threw that interception? That last minute interception, I think.
Probably.
I thought it was incomplete on fourth down. Was it?
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a pick or but
gotcha. Incomplete.
It was Ewers throwing it.
But man, you know what? I'm here for a Texas Georgia trilogy, so give me Texas.
All right, Mac, you can either tie it up or what do you got? Tie it up or make the call.
I don't know. Quinn Ewers has been all over.
Stand by.
Okay, yeah. Quinn Ewers has been all over the place, and I just feel like Oregon is a team of destiny this year. I guess. I don't know why I'm trying to rationalize this. I'm picking Oregon. I am. I think they're the stronger team, and I think Quinn Ewers is just not doing very well. Dylan Gabriel is having a much better season. Well, maybe not much better. He's a good quarterback. And I think Oregon's defense is really good too. So again, I'm trying to rationalize this. This is totally an emotional pick. Oregon's going to win. It's going to happen.
All right, I need
this worked perfectly because I wanted to see a tiebreaker.
Yeah. I want to see this too. I need somebody in the chat, the very next person in the chat, to pick a team, whether it's Texas or Oregon.
I've got Rochelle pick.
Forward. We'll give people in the chat. They've got there's like a 20-second delay or 10-second delay. We'll see if anybody in the chat picks either Texas or Darth Ducky picks the Ducks. He came through first.
Okay, hang on.
Those were the rules.
Yep.
You know what, you guys? It just at the end of the day, I feel like my pick was okay, I want to see this. I want to see a Texas versus Georgia rematch.
Same here. I picked based on just kind of I wanted to see a tiebreaker. Actually, to be honest, I think Oregon to win in the football sense, but let's see the world burn a little bit.
We had a couple more come through. William Da Silva picking the Ducks.
I think we got more Oregon.
We got
3 Oregon,
JJ
2 Texas.
picking Texas, and we got Rachel Ward picking Oregon. So yeah, I think we got an overwhelming majority of Oregon fans. So there we go. So now our bracket looks like this. We have
technically, I don't have Georgia, so it wouldn't be Texas Georgia for me. It'd be Notre Dame Texas.
All right,
but that's neither here nor there.
We have moved Oregon over into the championship game, and we have also got Penn State. Oh, did we lose somebody? Oh, we lost Mac. We're looking at Penn State versus Georgia, and that is going to be this one. I got so many tabs here. I don't know what happened to Mac. Let me see. Ben, we're going to start with you anyway. The Penn State-Georgia game. I don't know if anybody will see this one coming, but this is, in fact, our hypothetical setup in the official Big Ten team rivalry bracket has Penn State playing Georgia in the semifinals. What do you got, Ben?
This is another kind of difficult game because in the hypothetical sense, at this point, then I'm seeing that the Penn State offense has really taken that step forward like they did against Oregon, and they're doing good. And Aller's making good decisions. The running game's strong. Again, don't know Georgia's situation, but this one's actually maybe one of the toughest ones. I'm gonna have to. I know these guys will give a lot more analysis on this, but at this point now it's all just hypothetical.
Yeah, I think I've no
idea what's happening.
I've pretty much given all my analysis on the teams, though.
It's like I'm just gonna go ahead and go with Georgia in this case.
All right.
To be honest, I think the one thing for me is this Penn State defense against a backup quarterback is a nightmare. So for that, I'm just going with Penn State. Normally, I probably wouldn't pick them in this game, but since Carson Beck's out, I think that's a nightmare matchup for a backup QB.
Well, I'm sorry. Who did you pick then?
Penn State.
Penn State. Okay. Sorry, I thought Mac was coming back on, but he's trying to. Apparently his internet connection is not so great.
It's fine.
Rob, we will go over to you.
All right. So probably not going to what I'm going to say. That defense, man, that elite Georgia defense. And you know what? Give me Kirby Smart over James Franklin any day. As long as Georgia has Kirby Smart as the head coach, it's really, it's really hard to count out Georgia. I know a lot of people did not have Georgia winning the SEC. They're this inconsistent team. There's been a lot of off-field nonsense.
Which they have been very inconsistent this year.
Yeah, they have, but they're it seems they beat the teams that they needed to be, and the really good teams do that.
Yeah.
So give me Georgia.
You got Georgia. You got the Dogs. So right now it would be Georgia, but our surprise guest, Mac, he's there. He can't keep him down for long.
No, you can't keep me out.
And he's got a surprise pick too, from what I understand from the chat.
I have an incredibly
Does he agree with me again?
Surprising pick. This is wild. Who picked Penn State?
Well,
you did, really?
Penn State's defense against a backup quarterback.
I guess
Lord have mercy.
More than.
All right, yeah. Well, I've got a surprising pick, but actually, my wife has requested that I give her pick from the Texas. Who are they playing?
Texas, Oregon.
Oregon, that's the one from the Texas-Oregon game. And she said she wants Texas to win because of Matthew McConaughey. So, all right.
See,
you guys hear that?
She knew to switch it up.
She knew to switch it up. Yeah. So she said, all right. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there you go.
I heard it.
All right.
Okay. All right. She also wants Georgia to win this game because of the peaches in Georgia. They do have good peaches. But unfortunately, this is one of the hundreds of thousands of times that I've disagreed with my wife today. Penn State's going to win this game.
Oh, boy.
Mag, it seems like you picked
Glad
the
to have you
teams
back.
that beat Michigan badly.
I'm doing what now?
It seems like you pick against the team that beat Michigan.
Is that it?
If anybody in the chat, the very next person to pick either Penn State or Georgia, that's who we're going with because we need a tiebreaker.
I'm just giving you a hard time, dude.
Remember, we have Texas, so if y'all don't want to see Texas, if y'all don't want to see Texas, Georgia in the Natty, don't pick Georgia.
This is what the bracket looks like. So we're trying to pick out who goes against
to
Oregon.
Texas. No, it's flipping to Texas.
Here's the thing: Rochelle already picked Georgia, so if you don't go with them, she might file a divorce, and then I don't know what to do.
But didn't the Texas one switch since you flipped your vote?
I didn't.
No,
flip
we were
anything.
already off the screen though. You can't.
I thought you said she was going to flip your vote for. Oh, that's
no. She's not flipping any of my votes. She doesn't get to say what I do. No,
I thought that's what you were saying.
No, I get to say.
So it should be. It should be Texas in the next round.
Matt's about to get a talking to later from the wife.
Guys, hold up here. I think we all need to recognize, just like in actual politics, with college football team voting, only landowning males should be allowed to vote. All right.
So I'm gonna Darth Ducky.
Penn State.
With all due respect, Darth Ducky, you picked the last one, so I'm gonna go to the next one, which is JJ, who picked Georgia.
The only reason I was wanting that to be Texas instead of Oregon is because I knew people weren't going to pick Georgia, Texas again. So I knew they would pick Penn State in this one. That's the only reason I wanted that one to flip.
William De Silva, however, says it's too late. Oregon already won.
Yeah, we get it, William. I heard that the first time, buddy.
So, believe it or not, so this is our bracket now. We're going to have Oregon and Georgia going to the championship game.
Wait, what was that comment?
I'm sorry. I hit the wrong one. Darth Ducky says I'm a
I didn't say white male. I just said male.
Well, we got Darth Ducky. You got the first one. So here's the thing. Steve Dace had posted on Twitter that he had. I think he had Ohio State and somebody else going to the championship. I actually posted
Notre Dame.
I have Ohio State, Notre Dame as well.
I picked Oregon over Georgia. So
this
is kind of cool. This bracket is working for me.
I've got Notre Dame over Tennessee. I don't know what
any
of you are smoking.
Whoa.
But here we go. Our hypothetical national championship will be between Oregon and Georgia. And this game will be, January 20th is when the national championship will be played, almost running into Super Bowl season.
It's in Atlanta, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia.
Shocking.
Yep.
It's almost like the SEC owns college football. And not in a good way.
It's like Georgia keeps getting home games, you know.
So other than what you guys already know about these teams, we do not have any stats for this game. We don't have a line for this game. This is all guesswork. This is the first 12-team college football playoff national championship. It all comes down to this one. Ben, who you got?
And I think it was William that said it earlier. Yeah, we need a Smart Landing rematch from a few years ago. As much respect as they have for each other, you think Dan Lanning is going to go back to Atlanta to get absolutely embarrassed again? And that too, as Darth Ducky said, how many Georgia players are going to get arrested or something like that in between some of these games?
Seriously.
Dan Lanning is the motivator. He's the man. It's a nail biter. Like a 1-point type of win. Someone on this panel might know about that type of loss, but
I'm an expert in that.
I'm gonna take Oregon. It's a special season. I feel it. We're gonna find out.
All right. I'm giving you Oregon. JJ is already piping up with Georgia. We'll see how that works out. Justin?
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm not picking an SEC team. Second off, I know Kirby Smart's a good coach, but I can't stand him. But I mean, regardless, I would have picked Oregon in this game. It's not. No, Oregon's win this game. 2 scores.
2 scores.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, Mac, what do you think?
Well, no, Rob's got to go first.
You want Rob to go? All right, Rob, what do you got?
It's the second time you've done that to him.
And what? I mean, he's got to go eventually.
All right, give me the dogs.
Yeah, that figures.
Oh boy.
How dare you?
All right, Mac.
No, wait, hold up.
Where you pick 4 teams that beat Ohio State badly.
I wouldn't say badly.
No, I'm not badly.
Here's the thing. I've called my shot all season with Georgia. I'm going to continue going until it just runs out. I'm picking Georgia. You know, I predicted that once once Nick Saban retired, that Georgia Bulldogs would take their place as the powerhouse of college football. So the trajectory is there. So I'm sticking with it.
Sticking with Georgia?
Big
Yep.
Big
All
Ten.
right.
Come on.
Mac? Are you
All right,
taking us
one
into a
sec.
tie, or are you calling Oregon?
Hey, hon. So Oregon Ducks. Obviously, ducks are very cute. And then you've got Georgia Bulldogs. We like Bulldogs. They're very cute. Which one do you think's cuter, ducks or Bulldogs?
I can't hear
Are you
anything,
kidding me?
So I don't know what's happening right now.
She
Are
probably
you
said
serious?
ducks.
Dead air on YouTube.
Oregon's going to win.
Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't care if that's not what you said. You're wrong.
Did she say
Right.
Bulldogs? Be honest.
She said Georgia. Pray for me, gentlemen. Tonight's going to be a rough night.
Darth
For me,
Vader's
I know
face
for
would be
me.
I'm glad we got it right.
Bulldogs are ugly.
Bulldogs. Okay, hang on, Ducky. I wouldn't go.
They
that
are,
far.
and they
Not
can't
attractive
breathe, bro.
dogs. They're not.
They need like, bro, they can't breathe. They need like CPAP machines to survive.
Chunky, and they go. They're really cute.
Do they still have the air conditioned doghouse for Uga?
Well,
I thought he
know.
died.
He almost got killed by Bevo. Remember?
Well, no,
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that.
aren't they? Well, they're on like the 20th Uga, I think. You know, remember they have a mausoleum where they bury each Uga.
Oh, you mean those
That's-
dogs?
Oh, really?
Need to be
I think
years
that was
Yeah.
different Bulldog back then. They have a new one now.
Yeah.
I was told the dog went to a farm to live with another family. And he's very happy. Whoops! What did I do?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you're
I
doing
didn't
that.
know you. I didn't know you could do that. That's
Quit
cool.
taking over the screen, man. Jeez.
Sorry.
All
That'll
right,
get
so
you demonetized pulling the comments up on your screen.
Yeah, we can't pull the comments up.
So here we go. It is the official Big Ten team rivalry 12-team playoff bracket of 2024. All the way down to the national championship, we have Oregon winning the national championship in
So
the first year of the Big Ten.
Again,
What do
I
you
don't
want, Big Ten?
agree with this. I don't condone this. This is not. I don't
What?
agree. My
We
views.
all of our
are
brackets
not
went
being
awry
reflected
except your
here.
dad's, I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah, that's
probably
just about what I had. I don't.
The
So,
worst thing
question.
for everyone on this panel is that, like I said, if this happens, I will be the most obnoxious Duck fan.
actually that's not going to bother me too much.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
not-
you
like,
will.
Duck fans overall are fine by me.
Yeah, you
I'm
will
gonna
have earned
bookmark
it,
my
man.
tweet.
I'm just happy for you. You know.
Well,
I have it out there. I have it documented. I have Oregon over Georgia in the national championship. So if this comes true, I'm going to be very happy.
Do these picks go against our overall record? Is that over with?
I hope not. I should have asked that in the beginning because
I would have picked differently.
Oh, okay. No, the overall record.
we're
is done.
forced to.
I'll
we're
put
forced to
that
pick some of these games.
All right,
That
we're
should be-
done.
Wait, that's
right.
it?
Because
Yeah.
this is a consensus. This
This
is
is a
voting,
bracket.
so it
It's
doesn't
like a
go
bracket
against
challenge.
your record in particular.
Okay.
It doesn't
but,
help
like,
your record either.
I get a bonus for the fact that I was here every week and called
Oh,
like
God.
10 more games
right.
than everybody
I
else.
get you a
did,
special
right?
participation.
Yeah, you get to
trophy.
split
Just like
the channel
soccer.
revenue.
Gold
Your
sticker.
It's the
Wait.
90s all over again.
It's the 90s all over
but-
again. Are you?
but-
I'm sorry. Are you referring to when I was an infant and required you to take care of me?
Yes, I resent
That
that.
had to have been hell.
Sucks, man. Guys,
but-
you see what I have to deal with? You wonder why I am the way that I am. It's because Dad didn't want to take care of me when I was an infant.
Insecurity.
And yet I did. So there's
yeah,
that.
see, you could have ended
Yeah,
up
the
in the
entire-
bottom of a river and on like an episode of
Little
First
House on the
48.
Prairie?
But
That's true. That's true.
All right, gentlemen, as I have told you before, we are actually closing out our season here for the live stream. So the live stream is done until January 15th. We're going to do a special show then. I will check with all of you guys and see if you are available, and we will recall the national championship and see how we did on this bracket. Overall, I just want to say again, thank you very much for being with us all of these weeks. Really appreciate you guys giving us your time and giving us your intelligent picks. You guys are all great with your picks, great with your football knowledge, and really appreciate it. I have learned a lot over the last few weeks, so really appreciate that. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you to everybody in the chat who has been here with us, helping us along, and for sure we're going to keep doing stuff over the off season. Just not going to be every week on the live stream. But having said all that, I want to give you guys a chance to promote your shows once again, and then we are done here. Let's start with Rob. Rob,
So who goes first?
So, where did you guys start this season? What have you worked your way up to, and what's for the future of the Buckeyes Battle Cry?
So, we've shown some growth since like we started up again. Well, Peter has had this channel since he was in high school. He just, took a long break from it and approached me with the idea, hey, you want to talk college football? I have this channel. And so, we started with 130 subs, and now we're at 307. We're really happy about the growth. It's going the right direction. We went to the spring game to get content. I went out of my way, go at the Ohio State Penn State game to go down very bottom and pretty much almost the field to get content. We've been working hard on this. Again, traveled to Indianapolis for the Big Ten. So to get content as well, it's been really working out. Hopefully, our goal is we have to get to 3,000 watch hours by January or whatever. Or we got to start over. So we're at 2,400 or so. And, we need to get to 500 subs to be monetized. So we really like how this is going, but yeah, we just got to keep grinding at it, but we also took the approach of StreamYard, so I felt like that's been a big factor as well. So yeah, but
nice.
You can find my co-host Peter and I at Buckeyes Battle Cry. Yeah. So thank you guys for having us on. It's been a lot of fun. We hope to be on Peter and I to be on the show again. I mean, other than January 15th. So we hope to be on we hope to be on the show past then. We'll have you guys on our channel as well. So
we'll see. I mean,
we'll
appreciate you guys, Rob.
Yeah, keep plugging away. You guys will get there. Those last few hours will come pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
There. So congratulations and thank you for being on the show. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you soon.
You guys too. Later.
Bye.
Later, bud.
Thanks, man.
Ben, how are things going over there with you, Oregon football and exploring with Ben? What do you got going?
The Oregon channel is going good. It's been a slow growth. This was the first year really of last year a little bit of the weekly live. This year was really the first full live shows outside the post game. So it's going good. It's going to get better. Takes a little while to start really building it, ramping it up. So it'll be all right.
Yeah.
As to and like there, I have 30 minutes. I'll be on with Spencer in 30 minutes doing that show. So definitely go over to the Voice of College Football Oregon Duck channel, and you'll see me again in 30 minutes.
Awesome.
But yeah, other than that, the Exploring with Ben one, I'll send you guys a special one. Second video of maybe a little promotional thing came out for a creepy haunted explorer that I got paid to do. So I'll send you that.
Sweet.
Cool. Sounds good, man.
Right.
Other than that, hopefully we'll see each other on the 15th and maybe next season again.
Yeah, definitely. We really appreciated that you actually contacted us to be on the show. That was pretty exciting. We felt like we were getting somewhere because we're like, hey, somebody's calling us.
It's always a good sign. It's always a good sign. Like, hey, we're not acting desperate anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it was weird because like you had obviously seen the show, and so I was like, wait, he saw the show and wants to be on. All right.
I'm amazed Justin keeps coming back. That's all.
Maybe I need better hobbies.
Really don't.
You need better hobbies. All right, Ben. Thank you very much for being on. We will talk to you soon, and Merry Christmas, and enjoy your show tonight.
Definitely, and best of luck in all the bowl games coming up.
Yeah, you too.
Likewise.
See you guys.
I can accept that look now.
Whoops.
Well,
Oops.
Bye.
Sorry, Justin.
Bye, Justin.
Been nice having you.
So, Justin, what's going on with Nebraska and the Big Ten show? What do you got going? And
Yeah. So he's been pressed with the Locked On Illini. I've been, gunning it on the Voice College Football channel. So we're going to get that back going this offseason. But right now, Nebraska Voice College Football, I am nonstop. I was watching film till about midnight last night, up working on portal updates this morning and stuff like that. So if y'all do like constant content and stuff like that, you can follow me over at Nebraska Football at the Voice of College Football. Like I said, I'm up about 700 some odd subscribers over the last couple of days, man. So really, kind of like he was saying, it takes a little while for the work to take off, but it's taken off. And so you can also follow me on X, _HDownHusker, working on monetization. I'm this close to monetization on there. So if you want to give me a follow over there, that'll help me out as well. But yeah, outside of that, no, I appreciate, both of you and having me on the show. It's been really, really fun. And, like we've talked offline and stuff like that. So appreciate everything from y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
appreciate you, man.
Really appreciate you having it on. I'm really not much of a Nebraska fan, but I still enjoy watching your channel just because the way you break things down is it's incredible how you can get all of that detail out of the X's and O's stuff and the all 22 that you do.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Some amazing stuff over there. You're doing a fantastic job.
Appreciate that a lot.
And while you have the crappiest takes of all of the panelists on the show, you have simultaneously the most well thought out takes. So they're like really well thought out, but it's really well thought out crap.
Just the conclusions are off.
The conclusion's totally off. Like I've never heard you make one conclusion that I agreed with, except for today, apparently. But the thinking behind it, I totally respect.
I'll take that as a compliment.
There we go.
Sweet.
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Merry Christmas, Justin. I hope you feel better soon. And actually, we'll be talking about that intro stuff. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, once I fully recover from this crap.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Hope you feel better soon.
Appreciate it.
We will talk to you. See you later, man.
Yes, sir. Lady up.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, Mac.
Dang, last show.
A successful season, I think.
It really was. And I know I give Justin a lot of crap. I give all of you guys a lot of crap, but that's because this has just been so much fun. And it's really cool that we started this like with the idea that we want to meet other college football people, other college football fans and talk some football. And we ended up legit just making friends over the internet. And now here we are talking football every week. I mean, it's the greatest job ever. Like, this is awesome. I totally understand why the people on game day love to do it. But I mean, we still have our day jobs, obviously. But either way, this has been a ton of fun. Like, we actually made some friends and built a channel. So this is just sweet.
I know. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm impressed. Or I'm impressed. I am.
You're oppressed?
No, I said impressed, but I didn't mean to say that. I'm thankful for the way this has worked out. Given that, last season we almost quit, and then we set a goal. Once we got rolling this season, we set a goal of hitting 1,000 subs, and we did that. And now we've gone a few past that, and so I'm looking forward to what we're going to do next.
Yeah.
Because we are going to do, we've talked about doing some documentaries. We're going to be doing recorded shows through the off season. We're going to go over articles and that news that breaks about everything football related, because the news keeps coming out all season long or all year long. And we'll be keeping up with that. We'll probably throw out another live stream like once a month, just to stay up to date with everybody. And I think that's about it, unless there's anything else you want to add to that.
Notre Dame's probably going to win the national championship.
Oh no.
It's just how it is.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Also, don't forget to check out our website, teamrivalry.com, which we are always updating, trying to get more data in there and more options for running your own sort of rivalry simulations, seeing what rivalries have done, where they've been, what scores have been made. I don't know. I should have written that down before I started talking about it. But on our website, on our website, we do allow you to go in and like pick teams and see how they've done in the past, what their record is against each other. Like I said, I'm going to be adding more options to that so you can do some of your own stats on your own teams. Also, check out Michigan Football at the Voice of College Football. We are still doing the Point a Minute show, which comes out on Tuesday mornings. So check that out. John Diadamo and TJ have done a fantastic job over at that channel. I think they were not even at 7,000 subs when we started working with them, and now they're almost to 10,000.
It's at 10.
Almost, I mean, an incredible job they're doing over there. So if you're a Michigan fan, you got to check out Michigan Football at the Voice of College Football. And like I said, all of the Voice of College Football channels are awesome. You had represented here the Nebraska channel, the Oregon channel, Scarlet and Blue show with Garrison and Bryce. A couple of fantastic guys doing great work over there too. Peter and Rob at Buckeyes Battle Cry. You heard Rob talk about how they're trying to get up to that 3,000 watch hours. So go give their videos some watch time. It's worth it. Trust me. Those guys know their stuff too. And it's a cool balance there. You've got Rob, who is the calm intellectual, and Peter, who is the, I want to say, rabid fan. He's just shouting about everything.
He loves his Buckeyes.
He does. It makes for a good show.
Don't
forget to like and subscribe on all of those channels. Please like and subscribe on ours if you haven't already. We really appreciate every sub we've gotten, and we look forward to bringing you guys more entertaining and exciting content. And after that, as with all of that, enjoy the playoff season, enjoy the bowl games. We will see you here again on a live stream January 15th. We will be putting out some videos in between there, I'm sure, but we will be seeing you for sure live January 15th. And I think that's all I need to say. Mac, what do you got? Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think we're good. This has been a great season. Thanks everybody for watching.
All right. That's going to do it for us. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mac, take us out.
Is the final episode of season 1 of the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show. See you all in 2025.